restaurants can live or die by online reviews. But as one local restaurateur found out this week, not all complaints stem from food or service. When Keith Harmon's phone started buzzing with Facebook notifications, he noticed a flurry of negative reviews posted to his Center Street Cafe page. The Jamaica Plain restaurant had become a target for trolls, unhappy that a cafe employee had posted something negative about a local Donald Trump rally on his personal Facebook page. Center Street Cafe owner Keith Harmon joins me now, and I should say co-owner, right?
Co-owner. My two business partners, David Doyle and Mariceli Perez-Alares, couldn't be here today.
Got it. Start by telling me a little bit more about this post that sparked the backlash that you're here to talk about. What was the video and what was the comment or the comments that the employee made?
You know, it was a video that has been shared lots of other places of a local Make America Great Again Trump truck rally. And in the video, there's some racial slurs and, you know, what I would consider hate speech. And so it was shared with, you know, I can't believe this is happening. And it was certainly calling out that group as kind of being thinly veiled white supremacists. Mm-hmm. So they must have found out about the post and they started attacking him on his personal Facebook page. And as far as I can piece together, you know, he has on his Facebook page that he works at our restaurant, and so they jumped over to the restaurant and started with a slew of one-star reviews, very, very negative, calling him out by name, essentially trying to cost him his job at the restaurant.
And you found out about this because your phone started buzzing, or was there some other way that it came to your attention?
So I think everyone in the restaurant industry, we're feedback junkies, so it's all about reviews and table touches and getting people's honest opinion. So we're all set up to get notifications whenever we get reviews. And so I noticed one review come in, and I opened that was 1 star, and then another one came in, and that was 1 star. And as I was opening that, the email started from my managers, and then the third 1-star review came in, and it was really, really negative and called him out by name. And then, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and before I knew it, there were 13 or 14.
In the span of about how long are you talking about?
Like 4 hours, but the first 6 or 7 were literally in like an 8-minute span, something like that.
So what does it feel like when you're watching this happen? Was this in the middle of the rush, by the way, like the dinner rush, lunch rush? Or?
Well, that was my night to be home with my daughter, and so I was actually at home. I think during the rush, I probably wouldn't have noticed right away because I would have been on the floor. I just had a lot of shock as it sort of dawned on me what was going on. And then, you know, it's fearful in a couple of ways. I'm concerned about him personally once you kind of realize what's happening. And then also, you know, restaurants, they live and die by their reputation. And even if you live in a neighborhood, you know, people tend to look at online reviews and get an impression of what to expect first, and for that to be their first impression is really bad.
Was this seems like a mundane detail, was this Yelp? Was it Google reviews?
This was Facebook, actually. This was Facebook. So, yeah, it was a...
So did you contact Facebook? I'm assuming that you would want to go to them and say, hey, something's happening here that's not kosher.
It turns out you can't actually call Facebook, which I suppose makes sense. But what you can do is report posts for different reasons, as like not being relevant or having hate speech, stuff like that. So all of my managers and myself, we started reporting things as being inappropriate. And at this point, actually, about half of those initial reviews have come down.
Half of them. So there's still, what, 6, 7 reviews?
Yeah, I think now there's 7 or 8 1-star reviews, and it's some pretty nasty stuff out there. But I have to say, and you would probably ask me about it, you know, the business itself has no political stance, but I put something on my Facebook page saying this is how my day is starting now, and a couple of people that I know, one Seamus Moynihan, who's big in the Jamaica Plain music community, and one Misty Calcofin, who's big in the local and national hospitality industry. They shared it, and what happened next was like a string of 50 or 60 5-star Facebook reviews, and at this point they keep coming in, which is amazing and, you know, heartwarming. And I think now we've had like 160 or 170 5-star reviews in the last day and a half. I mean, it's gratifying, but again, you kind of, first of all, for every 1-star review, you need 10 5-star reviews to just bring you back to the average, which is a good way to look at love as well. Like if you have one terrible thing, you really got to like dominate it to make up for it. So, but also, you know, I don't really want any fake reviews, positive or negative. Now, a lot of people who reviewed us, I know they've been in the restaurant, they're supporters, and I think they took this as an opportunity to go and make a review. But for the review system to work, it's meant to be accurate, and it actually is a really good consumer tool.
Did you get anything in person? Anyone coming in and hassling you or your employees? Anyone calling and giving you a hard time?
We haven't. This will be our second service in. So, we haven't had anything negative in the restaurant. We have had talks with all the employees about, we want everyone to leave through the front door, and all the managers know to call the District 13 desk if there's any problems, and we've talked to them to get a little sort of game plan of what to do if something does happen. But so far it's been actually a really big outpouring of support.
Just briefly, did you give them any sort of exhortation to avoid posting about politics on their Facebook pages if they were connected with the restaurant?
I did personally, but not professionally. And I want to say that I happen to agree with what this employee put up, but even if I didn't, I would really strictly believe that he has the ability to say whatever he wants, and I wouldn't let it affect his employment. On a personal level, I think, and what's scary about this whole thing is that, the types of attacks, and when you look at some of the reviewers' Facebook pages, it's some pretty dangerous stuff. And so I suggested to him personally he might want to lay low, because I don't want to see him get in any trouble.
All right, Keith Harmon, thank you. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much. Next time we'll talk about food, I hope.
Sounds good. Bring some. All right.
I will.